Hi everybody. Today we're going to talk about Uttara Phalguni Nakshatra. And this nakshatra is a little bit similar to Purva Phalguni, except Purva Phalguni is more, both of them love, but Purva Phalguni is more sensuous than Uttara Phalguni. But Uttara Phalguni is still romantic and, loves the idea of love and wants to be with somebody that they can love and that love them back as well. So first we will go over the elements of this nakshatra. Purva Phalguni starts at 26 degrees and 40 minutes in the Leo zodiac sign and goes to 10 degrees in Virgo. It's the 12th nakshatra. And Uttara Phalguni's ruling planet is the sun or Surya. The deity is the same as Purva Phalguni, except with Ahriman and Bhaga, Bhaga has the heavier weight in this nakshatra. And Uttara Phalguni is also the bed. The symbol is the bed or the back of the bed. The translation of Uttara Phalguni is the latter red one. Uttara Phalguni's a female nakshatra. Its nadi also is the wind. Guna is rajas. The nature of this nakshatra is fixed or permanent. The element here is fire. The caste is kshatriya. And the animal for this one is the bull or the male cow. I guess there's no such thing as a male cow. It's a bull. Okay. So basically, the Uttara Phalguni is they're very practical people, but at the same time they don't come off as like stern, and they're the types that are always smiling, and you think you might be able to run a fast one on them, but no. Just because they're smiling and they look happy doesn't mean that they're one that you can run a game on or take for a ride, so to speak. These people, they generate a light of their own. They are usually people in a high position. When these people are in a relationship, they're not the clingy type, but at the same time, if they don't feel like they're getting love, then they start to feel insecure in the relationship. So, I mean, there's a difference between like people who are needy, and there are some nakshatras who do become needy. But this nakshatra, although it wants love, it's not needy. It's not clingy for it. These people have a lot of self-respect. And so even though they want love, you know, they want their love to be matched. If they don't get it, you know, they might stick around for a little while hoping that things will change, but they're not the types of people to like start begging for it or start demanding it or asking for it. But it'll weigh on their mind and in their heart. So I would suggest personally that, you know, you be open with your partner and talk about it. Otherwise, it's just gonna weigh on your mind like poison, and eventually, you know, I mean, even though these natives don't like to cause conflict, and they don't want to appear to be weak or anything like that. And it's just not their nature to even like bring up the whole idea, but they feel it inside. So when things aren't like in an equal balance, when it comes to love or marriage or, you know, very loving relationships, especially, these people, it weighs on them. So, I mean, it's hard to deal with when you're the type of person that it's not your style to, you know, even bring up the whole idea of, you know, hey, I don't feel like I'm getting this love in return. It's just not your style to bring it up, but at the same time, it's something that's on your mind. And it does cause inner turmoil. I mean, not enough turmoil to make you like lose it or anything, but it's enough turmoil to be, you know, noticeable to your own self. You know, I know it's not in your nature to say anything, but I mean, you never know. Maybe just bringing it up casually would help your whole situation for those of you that, you know, are in relationships where the love is not equal. But then again, when you do find a partner and you guys are in a loving relationship where the love is equal, these guys really have a great life together, really fun, and you know, a lot of excitement, and you guys are never bored. You know, Uttara Phalguni Nakshatras, they like to stay away from arguments and struggle. They don't really like to deal with the nasty aspects of life. And who does, you know, really? But, you know, some people, they thrive on drama, you know, and they just constantly have a problem and constantly want to tell everybody about their problem. These people, they don't like to, you know, be in the mix of a lot of drama and lots of trouble. Usually these people are really popular and successful. They're really kind and genuine people. They make really good leaders, actually. If this nakshatra goes on the weak side, these people could get, you know, that empty feeling where they feel like their self-worth is not really that much. They could end up becoming promiscuous. You know, a lot of times when these natives, they feel like, you know, if there's something malefic going on, they might feel like maybe if I sleep around with, this person, and then you find out, well, they're not loving me. And then you're like, well, let me go try somebody else. And then, this person's also not loving me. And then it just becomes like a vicious cycle of just nonstop trying to find somebody that's going to match your love. They could become restless, like with their counterparts with Purva Phalguni. They're constantly on the go. These guys like it too. These guys like to be on the go. But it could become a point where, it's not just the idea of liking to be physically active, but it could become like, those people who do those, there's not very many people out there, but there's some people where they do those exercises and you find them and they're like, working out all the time, and they get addicted. And there's actually I'm a group fitness instructor, so there's actually there's a disease for it. It's like excessive, I can't remember what they call it, but it's like excessive workout personality or something. But there's an actual bona fide, not a full-blown disability, but there are people out there who, if you mess up their exercise routine, they get really upset. They're the type of people that maybe they'll quit their job, or get fired from their job, because if their job conflicts with their exercise, then it's not a good thing. So if something malefic is going on, something like that might happen. But these natives do, on a positive aspect, like to be active. So don't confuse it. Liking to be active is good. It's a great thing. I'm talking about where it gets to the point where you're like breaking relationships because of this, it messing up with your, physical activities. Usually the Uttara Phalguni female characteristics, they're really simple and calm natives. So they're really principled, but they're joyful. It's not like Pushya, where Pushya is they're really principled and they're like stern about it. This nakshatra, they're really principled, but they're really joyful also. So it's kind of like you can't tell that they're principled because they're joyful also. So it's like I said with the Purva Phalguni, like they might have a smile on their face and you may think, oh yeah, this person's probably really gullible and, he'll take the back seat, no. Just because they have a smile on their face doesn't mean that you can, take them for a ride, so to speak. But these ladies, they cherish the life, especially with their kids and with their husband. And they are the type of people that, like, if you get into dispute with them, they'll be the first ones to want to, like, not be in that dispute anymore. They will never hold, like, a grudge against you for a long time. These guys are like lifelong friends. You want to have, either an Uttara Phalguni especially or a Purva Phalguni in your life. These guys are lifelong friends and they're really loyal with their friendship and with their relationships with people. The males, they tend to be, they like to make themselves happy all the time. And they're lucky enough to have that kind of life. These people are normally really happy. They don't have a lot of those, problems, and with other nakshatras, sometimes there's a lot of, weight and problems that come along with having that nakshatra. Well, these people are they generally have a really happy life. They're sincere. They work well with other people. They do. There's one thing though about this nakshatra, and not so much with Purva Phalguni so much, but with this nakshatra, they do. If you do something that's really out of line, these folks can get. Their temper fuse is short. So if you got to do something that's really, immoral or something that's really bad. But when you do, look out, because these guys, their fuse is short. It's not one of those ones that's going to take, give you 30 seconds to run out and hide somewhere. No, it's going to take you about 3 seconds and it's done. So you don't want to get on the bad side, especially with the male nakshatras. That fuse is short. So look out for that. Let's see. What do we want to talk about now? Let's talk about your compatibilities. So I almost said Uttara Ashada. With Uttara Phalguni, you're going to be compatible with nakshatras of Surya. So that's going to be Kritika, Uttara Phalguni, Uttara Ashada. You're also going to be compatible with Chandra nakshatras. So Rohini, Shravana, Hasta. You're going to be having nice compatibility with Magala and Brihaspati. So Danishta. That's surprising. But yeah, Danishta, Chitra, Mrigashira, Vishaka, Purnavasu, Purvabhadra. You're also going to be neutral with Buddha or Mercury. So with Jeshta, Revati, and Ashlesha. Things are going to get a little bit uneasy if you're when you're with Rahu or Ketu signs. So Mula, Magha, Swati, Arudra, Shatabishta, and Ashwini. And the most challenging, which is really surprising because Purva Phalguni is in Venus or Shukra. So, but your most challenging, and Purva Phalguni and Uttara Phalguni have great relationship together. So it just shows you that just because a nakshatra it falls in a certain zodiac sign, whatever it's ruled by, like it could be different. But your most challenging relationships are going to be with nakshatras of Venus and Shani. So that's going to be Anuradha, Pushya, Purva Ashada, Purva Phalguni. I don't know if I agree with this, but anyway. Bharani and Uttara Bhadra. I don't know. This one is, I don't know, because it says that you get along with Danishta, but I wouldn't think that would be someone, and then it says that you don't get along with Purva Phalguni, but that's your counterpart. Well, it is what it is, and the proof is in the pudding. So I'm sure that people will agree and not agree, but it is what it is. So that's all I have today for Uttara Phalguni. And I hope that you enjoyed this presentation as much as I liked giving it. Have a great night.